1, 2, 3, 4.
They said your love won't make no changes, but I know. They said your love won't turn no tide.
Another busy year at Drugaid. We continue to strive to be as innovative as we can to ensure that we respond to changing needs and trends within our communities and are able to deliver services that meet those needs and help people to move into positive lifestyle changes, achieve their outcomes for themselves, their families and their community, and strive really to work with communities to help reduce substance misuse across South East Wales.
Just over a year, 18 months ago, I was working on a building site and I had a lot of pressures from back home. I started taking Valium. I started getting a bit, anxious and frustrated. Too much work for me and long hours. When you eat one of them, you've got no worries, but the problems are getting worse and worse. And by this point now, I was addicted to the tablets. I was a danger to myself and a danger to the people around me. And I went to my doctors and they prescribed me with diazepam. And it's no good really, because after a while you start to feel really ill and the tablets don't even affect. So my doctor said, give me a leaflet saying, try something for 5 minutes to stop depression. Whether it's go for a walk or go fishing or do anything. So I set up a music jam session with David Carey. It was hard work to get motivated, but I knew I had to do it, and I carried on doing it. And so many positive things have happened from it, and we carry on now.
The idea of it was not just to create a sort of Drugaid music group, but to start looking at how can we help our service users sort of reintegrate back into society.
The Dragon Men, they've all learned from their experiences and have had to. So, you can't think of any people finer that can put that media across, that music is, it changes your life, if you like. I mean, that's what we're in it for, to change people's lives, to give them hope.
The Dragon Men are really taking off now. Kevin's gone out now and he's putting on jam nights at local venues. He's moved away from his treatment, he's completed it. We don't want people stuck in treatment services for a long time. We want to move people on, and this kind of project, the Dragon Men, is that's a perfect example of how it works.
We have these what we call new and emerging drugs that come onto the market. People are getting them from the internet. They're getting large quantities of drugs that are very much, lots of it is unknown what their content is.
I think our services have to be really flexible and respond to this changing need. We've got changing needs of the users themselves, and our service delivery has to change, and that we have to reach out much more to service users. So we've had one campaign on MSJs, which are the Valium that's widely available, very cheap, and it's problematic across South Wales at the moment. We thought that the beer mats would be a good focal point and talking point in pubs. So we have a roulette wheel here and lots of different names of these new and emerging highs around the spokes of the wheel. Mephedrone, GHB, MCAT, BZP. We had another campaign which was aimed at cocaine users, and we were trying to raise awareness around the dangers of mixing cocaine with alcohol. The mix of the two creates this toxin called cocoethylene, which is much more difficult for the liver to break down. Recreational users often don't see themselves as having a problem, but the problem with these drugs in particular is that we do not know their long-term effects. So the message on the back of this beer mat is basically saying, look, we don't know their long-term effects, and neither do you, so we don't know if it's going to cause health problems in the future.
Well, we've been very proud to be involved in delivery of naloxone, which is a life-saving drug for opiate users.
Naloxone is an opiate antagonist which reverses the effect of an opiate overdose. Naloxone is prescribed following training to opiate users, and they're able to take a vial home to use in an emergency situation. It's to use if they're using with others so that they can save their peer's life if they go into an overdose.
We are looking forward to next year where we will roll it out across the other areas that we deliver, and it will be rolled out across Wales. I think that's a significant achievement, really at the cutting edge of innovative practice and really providing life-saving harm reduction interventions where they're needed. It's amazing what people can do and the skills that they can find, and it also gives them confidence. It fills that gap where drugs or alcohol were very much part of their lives, and they need to find something that they can do that gives them an equal amount of pleasure that they thought that the drugs or alcohol were doing. And we've created, I've seen over the last year, some amazing art from people who have never picked up a paintbrush.
Got into the wrong crowds, ended up taking drugs, amphetamine, ecstasy tablets, diazepams, bit of cocaine, and then I went on to heroin at the age of 18. It was more curiosity than anything else. I just wanted to take it to see what it felt like, to see what all the fuss was about, and unlucky for me, I enjoyed it. If I hadn't hit the rock bottom, then I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know what would have happened. With the doctor's help, they put me onto the sick so I could have time to rehabilitate and get my life back to normal. This time last year, I got into the peer mentoring through my old drug worker, which led me to where I am now. But before that, I was on a confidence course. A gentleman on a confidence course mentioned me to be about the art group in number 7 drop-in, which I went to then, and well, it brought me right out of my shell, to be honest.
Confidence is the main thing, and in regards to the art itself, majority of them haven't done any painting whatsoever, so they're very, oh, I can't do that, I'm not a good artist. But slowly but surely you see them start developing once they start painting on a canvas, for instance, and then they think, yeah, I can actually do this. You can see their confidence growing, not just in their art, I think this carries on outside as well.
I've been clean now near enough 4 years. I didn't expect I'd get clean at all. I just thought that was going to be my life. Being on the peer mentoring scheme and doing the training, and then also being asked to do peer mentoring volunteering up in Merthyr, well, it's exciting really, because hopefully go on to paid work then. But I'm not bothered about the pay at the moment. It puts a smile on my face watching other people where I once were come to where I am now.
We're going to start with a little icebreaker. First of all, I'd like you all to think about when you were 14 years of age. So take yourself back. What kind of things were you listening to? What kind of music? What kind of programmes were you into?
You cannot deliver quality services without having staff that are trained, supported and informed of new and evidence-based intervention. It is simply, you're simply not able to do it without that.
Describe yourself in one word. Shy.
We have invested in our training department and our staff development programme because we really believe that that is a core part of our activity. We look to ensure that our training is up to date, is relevant, it's changing. We consult with our staff, we consult with our partners to make sure that our training is of the highest standard.
So one of the things we do is a screening tool to help young people to identify the risks that are associated with their drug and alcohol use. And this is called the DUST screening tool. Okay, the DUST screening tool stands for the Drug User Screening Tool. And it's basically something that is really easy to use, is really informative for young people. And in fact,
so I was a young person service coming on now.
It's developed really well. Since we started back in January, we was having a couple of referrals through, but since I've been going out and doing a bit of detached work up in the Gurnos, and I've been going to various youth clubs around the place doing prevention workshops, it's just boomed really.
It is so important that we work with young people and engage with them to really, that early intervention to stop or give them an opportunity to change their lifestyle before it becomes entrenched into their world, really.
I get to take young people to the gym twice a week on a Tuesday and Thursday. I've also set up like a little boxing group with a couple of young people. We've got access to like a local gym, so we can use the pads and use punch bags and things like that. So I found that I really enjoy that part of my role, but I found this really useful for the young people as far as like building their confidence and increasing their aspirations and things like that.
We're trying to work in communities and to break down the stigma. We often find that the public have quite fixed views on substance misuse, and we're trying to say, look, this is a cross-cutting issue across all sectors of society. It could happen, to your family, your next-door neighbours, and we're trying to raise awareness of our services and say, look, we can work with these different and new and emerging highs.
Drugaid, I think, because we are open to innovation, we're open to suggestions, we're prepared to take some risks, we're prepared to listen to what people want and give it a go, and I think that has grown and evolved quite organically into people, doing amazing things.
Music takes you higher than any drugs can take you, because I know I've been there.
If you give people a space, if you value people and you trust them and you let them go, it's amazing what they can do.